back to Pabbly. In this video, we're going to learn how to add IndiaMART leads inquiries to Salesforce for telecommunication equipment service. So I'm an owner of a telecommunication equipment business and I promote my business with the help of IndiaMART. And I use Salesforce as a CRM application in my business. Here what I want is that as soon as by the potential customers or clients, a new lead is going to be generated in my IndiaMART account. I want to create that lead in my Salesforce account as well so that I can manage the data of all my leads. Now creating these leads manually is very time consuming. So what I've done is I've simply automated this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. And here in this automation, I'm going to build a connection between IndiaMART and Salesforce with the help of it. So if you also want to learn about this amazing automation process step by step, for that let me take you to my screen. In this video, we're going to learn how to add IndiaMART leads inquiries to Salesforce for telecommunication equipment. So as an owner of a telecommunication equipment business, I use IndiaMART to capture fresh leads interested in my products. And I use Salesforce to organize and streamline these leads into actionable opportunities. By automating the process of adding IndiaMART leads into Salesforce, I can effortlessly track lead progress, schedule timely follow-ups, and gain insights into sales trends. And I'm going to create this amazing automation between IndiaMART and Salesforce with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen, you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign into our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign into my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the All Pabbly apps window in front of you, in which you can see all the products that Pabbly provides, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on this Access Now button right here. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the name of my workflow over here, I'm going to give it as Add IndiaMART Leads Inquiries to Salesforce for Telecommunication Equipment. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow, okay? After that, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I have created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down. These are the folders from which I'm going to select IndiaMART Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving the name to the workflow and selecting the folder, I'm going to click on this Create button in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of Add IndiaMART Leads Inquiries to Salesforce for Telecommunication Equipment, and you can see that there are two windows in front of you. One says Trigger, other says Action. So what is Trigger and Action? Trigger and Action are the two most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these two principles. Over here, Trigger says when this happens and Action says do this. That means what is Action? Action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. We are going to set up our trigger step first. And for the trigger application over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as IndiaMART. As with the help of IndiaMART, I am receiving leads and inquiries for my business. I want that as soon as a new lead is going to be generated in my IndiaMART account, automatically the trigger over here should capture the response of that. And then for my trigger event, I'm going to select it as new leads. After selecting my trigger application and the event, you can see that Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. Now using this unique webhook URL, we are going to build a connection between IndiaMART and Pabbly Connect by following the steps given here below in the help desk. So firstly, I'm going to copy this URL from here. After copying the URL, log into your IndiaMART account that you want to connect to Pabbly Connect. So this is my account. To connect, from the left side of the panel, go to the Lead Manager option right here. After landing towards the Lead Manager page of your IndiaMART account, from the top left corner, go to Menu. From the drop down, click on Import and Export Leads, and from the options, click on this Push API button right here. As you're going to land on the push API integration page of your IndiaMART account, it is asking for us to select the source. So for the source, I'm going to click on this drop down, and our source has not been provided in the drop down, so I'm going to select over here as other. After that, it is asking for the CRM platform name and the URL. So for the platform name over here, first I'm going to give it as Pabbly Connect. This is the platform name, and for the URL, I'm going to paste the webhook URL that Pabbly Connect has provided us. After entering the platform name and the URL, I'm going to click on this save button right here. It is asking the reason why we're activating this API. For that, I'm going to select the random reason from the drop down and click on this button right here. As I've done that, you can see the webhook URL is successfully added to my IndiaMART account. Now I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down. It is saying waiting for webhook response. So now to check whether IndiaMART is successfully connected to Pabbly Connect or not, what I'm going to do is I'm going to generate a test lead in my IndiaMART account. And after generating the test lead, I'm going to check whether Pabbly Connect captures the response of the test lead being generated or not. For generating the test lead, I'm going to open my IndiaMART users account. So this is my IndiaMART users account, with the help of which I'm going to generate the test lead. Over here, it is asking for the product for which you want to generate the lead. So I've created a dummy product that I'm going to search over here. So this is the dummy product that I've created. You can see right over here. And for this dummy product, I'm going to generate the test lead. I'm going to click on this contact supplier button right here. Now over here, it is asking for the query that I have. So for the query over here, I'm going to write it as looking for bulk purchase of industrial grade routers for new office setup. Please share the pricing and delivery timeline. This is the message that I have. I'm going to click on this next. For the GST number, I'm going to enter the dummy GST number right here and click on this submit button. As I've done that, it says the details are sent. So as now the test lead is generated with the help of IndiaMART account, I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down. And yes, you can see over here the response of the test lead being generated has been captured in our trigger. Status comes as success. Query ID is the ID right over here. The dummy subject state is Madhya Pradesh. For the name of the lead comes over here as Angel. If I'm going to scroll down, this is the mobile number of the lead. Email is testuser@pabblytudes.com. Country is India, that is IN. Company is test company. City is Bhopal. Address is Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. If I'm going to further scroll down, over here, this is the name of the product, date and time of the query being generated. And for the message, this is the same inquiry that we have generated. That was looking for bulk purchase of industrial grade routers for a new office setup. Please share the pricing and delivery timeline. So you can see as the response of the lead being generated in our IndiaMART account has been captured in our trigger. This means that IndiaMART has now been connected to Pabbly Connect and our trigger setup is done. After setting up our trigger step, we need to set up our action step. My objective is that as soon as a new lead is going to be generated in my IndiaMART account, I want to add that lead in my Salesforce account as well. Now for that, we're going to set up our action step, in which for the action application over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Salesforce. And for the action event over here, I'm going to select it as create lead. And then I'm going to click on this connect button. A window is going to appear in front of you, on which click on add new connection, or else you can select the existing connection that you have. After that, click on connect with Salesforce. A window is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the permission. So I'm going to click on this allow button. As this is a safe process, my data is perfectly saved with Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to click on this allow button right here. As I've done that, you can successfully authorize Salesforce to Pabbly Connect. After authorizing, it is asking for all these details, with the help of which we are going to create a new lead in our Salesforce account. So for the data of these fields, what we are going to do is we are going to map the data. What is mapping? Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. And how it works is that as soon as I'm going to click on this field, this was the previous step. As I'm going to click on it, this is the same response that was captured in our previous step. In the response, if I'm going to scroll down, we have received the lead's name. It is asking for the name, first name right over here. So I'm going to select the data of the lead's name from my previous response. As I've selected the data from my previous response, the data is mapped. And as I've mapped the data has now become dynamic. That means now whenever a new response is now going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this map data. It is asking for the last name over here. I'm going to map the data of the name of my lead right over here. I didn't receive the last name as it is a required field. So I have mapped the data of the first name as the last name of my lead right here. It is asking for the titles. For the title over here, I'm going to write it as
New lead, okay, this is the title right here. For the company name, I'm going to map the data of the company name that I've received right here. This is the company name. For the phone number over here, I'm going to map the data of the phone number that I've received right over here, okay. For the email address, I'm going to map the data of the email address that I've received. If I'm going to further scroll down, for the description over here, I'm going to map the data of the message that I've received over here. This is the message. This is going to be the description. For the lead source is not provided in the drop down. So I'm going to toggle this map button on, erase the existing data from here. And for the lead source over here, I'm going to write it as IndiaMART leads. Okay, this is the lead source right here. Status is going to be open, rating is going to be hot. For the address over here, I'm going to map the data of the address that I've received right here. For the city, I'm going to map the data of the city that I've received. And for the country name, I'm going to map the data of the country name that I've received right here. Okay. So I'm going to map the data. After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on this Save and Send Test Request button right here. As I've done that, over here you can see an ID is provided. This is a positive response, and I'm going to open my Salesforce account. This is the leads page of my Salesforce account. I'm going to refresh this page from here. As I refresh the page, you can see a new lead has been created in my Salesforce account in the name of Angel. This is the company, that is test company. Title is new lead. Over here, this is the status that is open. Source is IndiaMART leads. This is the phone number. This is the email address, that is testuser@pabblytudes.com, where the rating is hot. If I'm going to further scroll down, this is the description, that was the message right over here you can see, and the address is Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh, Bhopal, India. Okay. So as the lead has been successfully created in my Salesforce account, this means that we successfully created an automation between IndiaMART and Salesforce with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum up till now what we have done, I am an owner of a telecommunication equipments business, and using IndiaMART, I promote my business and I use Salesforce as my CRM application and business. For the trigger, I've selected as IndiaMART new leads, as whenever by the potential customers or clients a new lead is going to be generated for my business using IndiaMART, the trigger over here is going to capture the response of that. And for the action, I've selected as Salesforce create lead, as now this new lead that is generated using IndiaMART is automatically going to be created as a lead in my Salesforce account. Okay, so this is how you build a connection between these two applications in this manner. So this was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching.
Not just with these applications, you can create automation between multiple other applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any questions, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can check the queries on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment on if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video.